Hello, this is Sunil Sunder Raj from the Ordell Sports Roundup. Today, I'm happy to be speaking with Will Esler, River Dell Golden Hawks varsity football offensive lineman. Will, again, thank you so much for taking some time out to speak with me today. I really appreciate it.
No problem. Anytime, Sunil.
Before we came on the air, we'll just talk about this past season. Quite a few milestones that this team was able to accomplish, as well as head coach DJ Nymphius. As you said, 400th win in program history. Coach Nymphius, 150th, win as the Riverdale, Golden Hawks varsity football head coach. As I told you, one game doesn't, diminish what you guys accomplished this season, but as you were coming off the field last Friday night after the game against Sparta with your teammates, I'm just wondering what entered your mind, Will, at that time.
Just how I'm gonna remember that moment, just walking off the field, like it still sticks in my memory. Just walking on that field, it was like painful when I look back on it. Like I've been doing this stuff for 4 years. I've put in a lot of effort, and like this year went by so fast, and like
Mm.
I never thought we'd get to that point, and I didn't imagine myself walking off the field like that, and just it felt so weird walking off, like knowing I'll never wear that helmet again. I'll never wear that black and gold.
Yeah, no, I agree. Hey, this was a special senior class, 16 of you. Uh, Talk about, this journey, said this season with those guys, Will.
Can you repeat that? You cut up a little.
Yeah, no, just talk about, this group of seniors, 16 of you, I believe, all together. What, this journey this season, what that meant to you, personally, and just, with the rest of the guys as well.
I've been playing football with most of them since second grade, and like it goes by so fast. Like you build so many fond memories with them. Like I'm with them every day in the summer from 5:30 a.m. to like 1:30, and like they just become brothers. Like I love them and I'll care about them. Like I probably saw them more than my family during the season, funny enough. But yeah, I think we all got really tight. And especially at the O line, like we had a really good group of guys up front. We had 7 guys who were all like very close. Like we'd always go out to sushi, get food, and yeah, like I never thought I'd get as close as I did with them. And it's like you made some great memories together. Like when I look back on it, some of my best memories are from like this camp, like in August, or when we went down to Ram Camp at Southern Regional. That was a great week too. I It's just so many fond memories, and I was just so happy to be a part of it. It meant a lot to me. And like these guys they're all great guys, and they're all gonna be successful in the future, whatever they choose to do.
Yeah, that's wonderful. That's what people talk about is that brotherhood, these lifelong, friendships and relationships. It's more than the football field. In the gridiron, it carries over, said, off the field and then for years to come as well, Will.
Yeah, I definitely agree with that. It's just more than playing football. Like it's gonna keep carrying on my relationship with them. Like whether it's in school, like after high school, like I'm always gonna want to stay in touch with them. Like we've invested so much in each other. We're all so emotionally connected, and like I would never want to lose the relationship I have with any of them, all any of the seniors. They're all great guys.
That's terrific. Hey, you could have started off on a better note, as you said. I mean, first game of the season, 400th, win in program history. Talk about that. What that meant to you, and as said the rest of your teammates, this coaching staff as well.
Yeah, that game was very important. I think Parsippany Hills, they've got the previous years they've gotten the best of us. I know last year they beat us. They beat us in the state sectional semis in 2019. So I think there was kind of like vengeance. Like we've lost them. We came in there wanting to win, and like the energy was just amazing. Like going in, we were preparing all week, and like Coach Nymphius made us all feel so confident and calm. And it was kind of like a whole like mess with the bus ride and the traffic. But
Yeah.
Coach Nymphius was really calm, and he just kind of told us, he was like, "We're gonna get on this field, warm up, and we're gonna play. You guys been preparing for this." And yeah, like I remember walking on that field, and like as soon as that national anthem stopped playing, like a sense of pride kind of took over. I was like, wow, like I'm about to play a varsity football game. Like I've been working this for the 3 years now, and like it's all come to this moment. And we came out of the gate so strong. We played very good, and halftime came, and their quarterback Verducci, he's a great player. He was making plays, that
Mhm.
the plays they needed to, and he put themselves in a situation to come back, and we ended up having a great stop by our defense. And after that, it was awesome. Coach Nivius told us it was like the 400th win. We're all like so happy. And I'll just remember that picture we took. That was one of my favorite moments, taking that picture with the whole team after the 400th win. It was awesome.
That's great. Hey, I said after the loss to West Essex, you guys, I think went on a 3-game winning streak. But talk about, the fact that there were 3 games here. Said 3 trophy games, and this team was able to win all 3 of them. Talk about that as well.
Yeah, the trophy games are really important to us. Like coming to the season, like it's like all we talk about in the off season. Like you got to win these trophy games. Like it's a big rivalry when you look at the teams we play, like Westwood,
Yep.
Paramus, Pascagoula
Yep.
Valley. Like they're all neighboring towns with us, and like
Yep.
a lot of people come and like winning those games are so important to us. Like the Westwood game is always huge. Like if you look at the past, like that's been some of like the best games in Riverdale history. Like those Westwood games versus Riverdale, and it just means a lot winning all 3 of those trophies because the seniors last year only got to win 2 of them because we never ended up playing Westwood. So like
Mhm.
we're kind of playing for them too to win that trophy back. And
Yeah.
yeah, it was awesome. Like when I look back on it, like I was so happy and like all the pictures we'll take after the game with the trophies and like
Mhm.
I think some of our best football was played when we played those trophy games. I really do.
No, I agree. I said, of course, I asked Bill Schwanaway, yesterday about that, uh, especially that Westwood game playing at 11 a.m., kickoff and,
Yeah.
80-degree weather. But, said you guys were able to come out on top, said, just talk about, I wanted to mention, you had a new quarterback this year, and Jake Sconza, and Jake, put up incredible numbers. I mean, talking about 30 touchdowns, close to 3,000 passing yards. Just talk about this offensive line. They're blocking for Jake, and said providing that pass protection and run as well. I mean, again, it takes a team, but it definitely Jake was said. I mean, he was right there, as the leader, said on the offensive side of the ball. Talk about that, Will.
Yeah, I mean, I think our biggest part of it is we had a great relationship with Jake, like throughout the season, the off season, like I think as a unit, like we try to develop a relationship with Jake and I think it really worked. Like we would always try to get on the same page with our protections and our slides with him. And there's probably a few mishaps here and there, but like that's happens. It's football. Like we just did our job for him. We try to buy him as much time as we can. Like it's a team sport. It's all about winning. You got to do your part. Our part's to provide time for Jake and the running backs, and Jake's part's to go throw some touchdowns and win. And I think we all had a common goal in winning, and that's what really helped us too. But yeah, like our relationship with Jake was great. He'd work with us in practice all the time, whether it was like inside drill or pass protection.
Yeah.
He'd come over and call in. He'd see what we're about, and like when he'd come over there, like he just develops that relationship with us. Like I don't think most quarterbacks have done that in the past, but yeah, Jake's super talented. He's just got a bright future ahead of him, and I was so happy with the way he played this year because he really took a big step up from what he had. Like he exceeded everyone's expectations, and he worked hard for that. He earned all the success he had, and I was just happy to protect for him.
That's great. Yeah, no, well said. I'm curious about offensive line. I said everybody's got to be on the same page, be in unison. I'm wondering, I said, and this was an experienced group that was together. And I don't think sometimes offensive linemen, get the recognition and respect they deserve. So I'm wondering, I said between you guys, what that journey was, these past, 4 years, Will.
Um, it all kind of started like our sophomore year. Like we all like kind of developed, and like we'd all build this relationship, and like we play in the JV games or whatever. Then like junior year comes around, like
Yeah.
we weren't like lifting in school, so we weren't able to like develop that relationship. But like we're all still getting like the feel for each other. And then
Yeah.
senior year is really where we all kind of like connected, and we are like on all 4 cylinders. Like we would lift most of the linemen through like shot put in the winter. We'd all lift together. Same thing with the spring. A lot of the linemen would throw in tracks. We'd all live together. And then like the summer rolls around, like I was with those guys every day. Like we'd go out for food after sometimes. Like we'd live together. We'd have meetings together. We'd do everything together. Basically, it
Yeah.
was like they're like brothers. We do everything together, and that just like we kind of were like connecting with them. We were always on the same page, and like even at practice, we always knew what was best for us as a unit and what we wanted to do. and we all saw eye to eye on everything. I think that's what just made us so much more special than like previous groups. We kind of all saw eye to eye on what we really needed, and
Mhm.
we were all super close.
It's great. That's great. You know, you talked about COVID. I mean, last year's senior group, I mean, didn't even get to finish out the season. I mean, that was tough, for them last year. I mean, this year, you tell fast forward, said you guys are able to have a full season. Just talk about preparing, get it, we're still not at normal, said, level as a society, but just talk about, being able to put on those pads, practice, again, go through a full schedule. Just describe that, Will.
It was definitely different. Just like being able to be back at school and kind of like just lift with more people again. It was different, and like every year, like we go down to Ram Camp during the summer. It's down at Southern Regional. We practice
Mhm.
with Ultipan and Southern Regional down there. We didn't get to
Okay.
do that my junior year.
Hmm.
So this year, like it was really special. Like we got to go down there, and that's like the first time we kind of saw like live action, and like we were all getting a feel for it. And that's when we became super close too. Like as a group, we would all eat lunch together. But yeah, so it was definitely unique. Like it was awesome. Like we got to play a full schedule. Got to play a ton of games. I think 10, right? 10
Hmm.
games.
Hmm.
We got to play 10 games together. We got to go through the whole mini camp and then the actual camp together. It was awesome. Like it was a great experience, and it's just something I'm gonna miss. Like I love that. And when I look back on the COVID year, it was so much different. Like we didn't start practicing full pads till September,
Hmm.
which is weird. We usually start up early. We didn't start up till like July, and it wasn't even normal. We're like running. So yeah, I think we're very fortunate enough that we're at the state that we could practice again and be able to do semi-normal things. So yeah, I think we were very fortunate.
I'm wondering, heading into this season as a senior group, was there any particular goal or, just something that you guys set out on or even as a team? But I was just wondering about that, Will.
Uh, as a team, I think we just set out to win and
Yeah.
work hard. I think coming into the year, like a lot of people, like we lost a lot of starters, and like a lot of people didn't like think we'd be that good. And I think we just wanted to exceed everyone's expectations. And
Hmm.
I think we kind of walked around with a chip on our shoulder. As you know, like Riverdale is like they have a tradition of like winning and hard work, and like
Yeah.
we've always been able to keep that up with like the hard work and dedication the coaches and players put in. And this year, like yeah, it was like the same thing. We just came in here with the goal of we just wanted to win and work hard, and that's what we did. And I would never think that we'd make it that far to the state sectional semifinals. Like that was amazing. It was like a
Yeah.
great memory, and it was awesome. Even though it didn't turn out the way I think we all wanted it to, it was still awesome to be there, and like it's something I'll never forget.
Yeah, no doubt about it. Hey, I had to ask you, this offense was so prolific, this season, and not to take away from what the defense did, but did you ever imagine? I mean, it said again with the town, I mean, it said on that offensive side of the ball that you guys could be putting up 30 plus points and, probably what, half or more than, said 50% of the games this season, Will.
Yeah, I definitely think we could. We were like our like it's Coach Nymphius, like he knew exactly what to do, like, and he just dissected those defenses. Like
Hmm.
he's a great coach, and he's very well minded in football, and you can see that a lot of coaches like to talk to him about like offensive schemes and stuff, and he's just very well minded. Like he knew what to do, and he knew what Jake was capable of. And as the season went on, Jake started playing better and better and better. And like got to give credit to like the receivers too. Like they did their job. Like we
Yeah.
got some really athletic receivers, and those guys are great. They'd get open and make the plays, and then the running backs. Like we didn't have Will for much of the season,
Yeah.
but he still played a huge part in multiple wins. And even at practice, like he was like the heart of our practice. Like he'd come there all fired up, and he just get everyone motivated. And same with like Andrew or Max Frungen. They both worked hard, and they both made some amazing plays too. But yeah, we easily could have put up 30 points in a half. I think we were very well powered. And a lot of times you just like you get mishaps or like bad throws or like a bad block.
Hmm.
That stuff just happens, but it's football, man.
Yeah, no, I agree. Yeah, that's a great point you made. Is that see the underclassmen, the younger players step up as well. First you start with Jake, but then as you mentioned, so with Andrew Sveno and with Max Rugian, who contributed, to the success of the team this year as well, Will.
Yeah, Andrew really he had a great year this year. I thought on kickoff, like he was bound to return one. I thought like he was getting closer and closer and closer, and
Yeah.
he just works hard. He comes into practice every day with a great attitude and he just works at it. And same with Max. Uh, he punts Max, so sometimes like during practice you have to do like punting and stuff, but he really helped us a lot, even when he was at running back or receiver or wherever he was at DB. He stepped up a lot in like a big way, and we really needed that.
Yeah.
After Will got hurt, we needed those guys like Andrew or Max or Nick Seibel. We needed those guys to step up, and they rose up to the challenge. And it's like it's just one of the greatest things to see when guys like them rise up to the challenge and take a huge role in the team because we really needed that this year.
No, I agree. Hey, I wanted to ask you, you talked about moments, said off the field or like, with your teammates. I'm wondering those bus trips, said especially for the road games. You know, what stood out? What were there any special moments or just, how those, I mean, going to a game, as you said, or, as said on your way or coming back from, having played a game, just curious about that, Will.
I'd say there's two bus rides that would definitely stood out to me. I think the first one was definitely the Par Hills one.
Mhm.
I think getting into that bus and the environment, like it was just serious. Like you were locked in and we were like ready to go. And well, it also stood out because we were probably waiting for like an hour in traffic. That was brutal, but I just remember the nerves were kept getting to me, and Coach Nimfus would stand up and he'd just tell us like, "I know you guys are nervous. Like, calm down. We're just gonna get on this field and play. Like, we got this." And like that bus ride home was awesome. Like, we're all so happy, and we did have a few bad injuries, and it was we were all like worried on the bus ride home. But
Yeah,
yeah, it was a really fun bus ride back. And your first win, that 400th win, the energy was
yeah,
amazing. No, another bus ride that definitely stands out to me, I want to say, is the bus ride home from West Essex and Nutley, which were our two regular season losses. Those
yeah,
were it was just different, like I looked back on it, I was like upset. I was like thinking like what I could have done better on the field. Like, did I do something? Like what really happened? Like, especially during that Nutley game, it was just it was heartbreaking seeing the kid return the kickoff for a touchdown.
yeah.
That bus ride home was just brutal. The same with the West Essex, just like kind of like losing like that. Like we just did not have a good game. We didn't play to our potential. Like knowing that like they're a beatable team and we could have had a chance to beat them, it just really bothered me. I just remember that bus ride being very quiet.
Yeah. Hey, let's switch on a more positive note to the home games at Riverdale High School. I said, taking the field and then just the overall environment there. Students, it was student section with parents, cheerleaders, the band. I mean, one of the best environments I think in North Jersey football is at Riverdale High School. Talk about that. 6 p.m. kickoffs on Friday nights. Will.
I think it's awesome. I mean I love the band. I love what the cheerleaders do. I love the student section. I love everyone who comes to support the football team, the cheerleaders, and the band. I think it's an electric atmosphere. It's like something you'll never forget. Like walking down to the banners and the band playing. It's just something you'll never forget. Like you get to play in front of your neighbors, family, loved ones, and your friends. It's awesome. And I feel like everyone as a community comes together to watch Riverdale play, and it's just really cool that like everyone gets together to like watch us play. And like I don't really like notice it when I'm on the field, but like when after the game, like I always notice that like electricity, like before the game too. Like you can always feel it, and
Mhm.
just walking up to the locker room after a victory and like seeing all your friends out there waiting for like high fives and hugs. It's like amazing. That's like my favorite part when I get to see like my friends who are just like waiting to say what's up to me and like talk. Like I just love that, and yeah, it's cool. I think we really do have one of the best environments in North Jersey, no doubt in my mind. It's just something different at the Riverdale football games.
No, I agree. And to see like people who are standing during the games on the outside of the track and like, I mean, who are not even in the stands, and to see that, the whole thing, ringed around, with fans is just awesome. Will, I dare use that entrance because it said it would, it was a little bit different this year. Earlier it was like, from the back of the end zone, coming onto the field. But then I said the last couple of weeks, it was walking down that pathway, and then I said coming out to Hell's Bells. I said talk about that, and then bringing out the green flag. I mean, there's so much out there. To just talk about that. What I mean, that adrenaline rush, coming out. I mean, it probably just pumps you guys up, in terms of coming out to the field that way as well.
Yeah, definitely coming out to Hell's Bells, like it's just like when you're walking down that path and like it's dark out and everyone's just like locked in and you see like the little kids gathered around like want to high five you. Like I
Yeah,
love that. Like, it pumps me up. Like those little kids, they like look up to us. Like we're like their role models and
yeah.
to like for us to like even high five them, like it pumps me up and I know it gets them excited too. And yeah, like the green flag, I don't think we brought it out till Vernon, right?
Yeah, yeah,
But yeah, I love the green flag. I love when we run it out, and I love walking out the Hell's Bells. It's just something else. Like it's just I feel like I just feel so excited when I walk down. Like I
yeah.
feel so pumped up. I'm like ready to go. It's just awesome. The feeling of
Yeah.
it's awesome.
Hey, could you ever imagine a season where all three levels, and I want to ask every senior this, is that freshmen go undefeated, JV has a winning record, you guys go 8-3. To see Riverdale, I mean, not only the present, but the future of Riverdale Golden Hawks football in such good hands, and led by experienced coaches. Just talk about how proud is that, I mean, for this program.
Yeah, it means a lot to me as a senior seeing these kids like getting ready to work hard to win. Because as I said before, Riverdale is like one of the greatest traditions in North Jersey football, like 15 consecutive years in the state sectional semis. Like that's
Mhm.
I don't know any other school that has that. And
Yeah,
these kids, they got to keep carrying that on. Like that's like what Coach Nymphius like wants to pride himself on. Like he loves that. Winning's a huge thing, but the thing about winning is like those like younger kids, they gotta learn how to achieve success, and in that process, you gotta work hard, and you're gonna
yeah,
fail sometimes, and that's the biggest thing that they're gonna learn throughout their high school career. But yeah, like it really makes me proud to see the future of Riverdale winning because it makes me happy that when I graduate and I come back, that hopefully I'll see them win and I'll see their smiles on their faces and see them happy because
yeah.
that'll make me happy and it'll bring back all the memories because those kids have worked hard. They put their time and effort into all those lifts, being the cheese guys and helping us out in practice. They played a huge part in us
Mhm.
winning huge games too. They get a lot of credit too, and they deserve a lot of credit.
Yeah, no, definitely, and it's great to see not only you guys, on the sidelines for the freshman games, even JV, but then vice versa. The freshmen, said they're supporting you as well. That was great to see as well. Then, of course, with practices, film study, it said there's so much involved. Hey, you mentioned head coach DJ Nymphius. I mean, his 150th, win, said this season, but also talk about the rest of the coaching staff. I said defensive coordinator Eric Morgan, defensive line coach Al Hennian, Dan Morris, defensive backs and special teams, and Mike Aliano, offensive line coach. You want to talk? Maybe start with Coach Aliano.
Coach Allen, he played a huge role as my development, not only as a player but as a person. He's been at Riverdale for the longest time, and he does everything. And just seeing a guy like him coming out every day, he's a family. He's got a kid. He works multiple jobs. For him to come out every day and spend time with me, and it means a lot. And he's always like been there for me. He's always taught us so much, and he's always like energetic and excited to get on the field. But yeah, like everything he's done for me, it means a lot. He's a really great guy, and I've appreciated everything he's done for me because I've definitely grown as a person with him around. Because without him, I don't really know what I would have done. He's an awesome guy and an awesome coach, and I really appreciate everything he's done for me.
Wonderful. Hey, talk about the support from Riverdale High School, fellow students, athletic director Dennis Nelson, principal, Brian Pepe, and rest of administration as well. Will.
They completely support us as a football program. They really do take pride in it. Mr. Nelson, he always comes to the games to watch us. Same with Mr. Pepe. Mr. Pepe is a Riverdale alumni. He loves coming to the games to see us play. Yeah, but they're all great. They all support us. I know for certain Mr. like Flanagan does too. His son
Mhm.
also plays football for
Yeah.
PV. He comes to the games when he can. So yeah, it means a lot when you see like teachers come out. Coach Baronello comes out. he comes to all the games, and so does Mr. Manorana from the middle school. Like, there's a lot of people who take pride
Yeah.
in being a teacher for Riverdale, and to come support former students or just even watch games. It just means a lot to us. It really does.
It's great. What makes it so unique, Will, is that, and I asked Bill this, last night, is that you got two towns, you got Wardell and River Edge, coming together. I mean, that's, you know, and now these kids have to, of course, bond and come together, as one to play on a football team. Wondering, this is what your take is that on that, as far as having kids from both towns, sit on the football team.
It's very unique. Like,
Yeah,
I've known a handful of the River Edge kids just from like organized sports like football and lacrosse.
yeah,
And then when I really got to like middle school, that's like when I started becoming like more friends with them. That's when we became close. And then like ever since like seventh grade, like everyone's just kind of like hit it off and plays football. And
yeah,
the next thing you know, like freshman year hits and you're playing football, and then boom, like you're a senior now, and like
yeah.
it just means a lot to me. Like, I've been friends with all these guys for 6 years now. And like I spend so much time with them. They're really amazing people. There's no other way to describe it.
It's terrific. Yeah, that's what I was going to ask you about, Pee Wee junior football playing, and that's really playing at Doug Parcells Athletic Complex. I'm wondering, it just, those are special memories and times, can you talk about that as well?
They are special memories and ties. When I look back on it, it was like so much fun. Like you get like your friend's dad coaching your excuse me.
Yeah,
You get your friend's dad coaching your dad.
yeah,
It's like an awesome experience to do that. And like that's how like I became friends with some of the guys I've been like close with today. Is like from
yeah,
football. I've been playing since second grade, and like some of my greatest memories are like the Thanksgiving games like that we used to have when I was like in fourth grade, or like the championship games that they used to hold at the high school, or like DPAC. Like
yeah,
I just remember all those games. And when I like go back to DPAC now, like I have a little brother, and like when I watch him, like it just makes me so happy, like seeing him happy, playing football with his friends too, because I know he's gonna be in the same shoes I am one day looking back on it. He's gonna miss it, and it just makes me happy seeing others play it too.
that's a great transition, because I wanted to talk about family, talk about your parents, and you have a younger brother, so who's going to follow in your footsteps. So that's got to be, I mean, that's got to definitely be, memorable. But just talk about that, Will.
Uh, yeah, like my family's like always been here to me. They always come to all my games. My dad, he always comes to all my games no matter what time it's at. Like, he'll try to get off work as much as he can to come see me play. The same with my mom. She'll always come. She'll like sometimes she'll even like if she's with my dog, she'll like bring him just to see me play. And like no matter if it's on the football field, it's in the shot put circle, the discus circle, like my parents always want to support me and come watch me play sports. And
That's
it
great.
means a lot. It's like the same thing. Like, I have a younger sister who's a year younger than me. She plays
Okay.
soccer, and like when she can, like she wants to come to my football games to support me too, and it means a lot. And then I got a younger brother who like idolizes me, and it really means a lot, because like when someone like him like looks up to me, like I got to be the role model for him, and I got to
Yeah.
show him like what's the right way to do things. And I really think that Riverdale football kind of presents that and represents the right way to do things. And I think it's a great way for him to look up to me, and I'm happy he supports me, because I like to go to his games too and watch them.
Yeah, I know you probably answered the question about what, I was going to ask what makes Riverdale High School so special, but talk about like during the week, said, especially after a win, or just, leading up to game day, what those moments are, in school, with the rest of your classmates, the student body. I had to ask you about that, Will.
It's definitely different. You can always tell when someone is getting ready on game day in like the classroom. Like, they're kind of like locked in, like
Yeah,
zoned out, like all their work is done, and they're just like sitting there in silence. And it's always a weird feeling. Like, I can never really describe it. It's like you got like the butterflies in your stomach, but you're just
yeah.
like amped up and ready to play, and like
Mhm.
you're just anticipating, like when you're getting out of that meeting, put your shoulder pads on and just walking down there. Like, that's what you anticipate all day. And like I swear to God, that clock goes so slow on a Friday night of a game. But yeah, it's like something I'll never forget. Just being in school, like getting ready and like preparing myself to play a game.
That's great. Hey, growing up, wondering, what sports you played, and if you want to answer, I said, what makes the game of football so special to play, Will?
Like growing up, I was involved in like a lot of organized sports. I played football, I played baseball, I did lacrosse for a little bit, I played basketball for a little bit. I used to ski race for like a short period of time, then I stopped there. Uh, and then once high school rolled around, I kind of like transitioned into football, and then I started throwing shot put my sophomore year. I just fell in love with it. And you asked what football means, right?
Yeah,
Means to
yeah,
me,
yeah, yeah.
it means a lot. It means a lot to me as a person. It takes a lot of courage to step on the football field, and you got to put in a lot of hard work and got to have like a lot of grits to get on there. And just it means a lot to me. It's been a huge part of my life, and it's taught me so many life lessons that I'm gonna use for the rest of my life. It really taught me what achieving hard work means. You gotta or achieving what success means. You gotta work hard for success, but you're gonna have to fail in the process. And football kind of taught me that, and that's it was just amazing because now I know like what it really feels like to like succeed in some way, and it just feels amazing. So football is really special to me.
Yeah, it doesn't get any better. All 4 years of winning seasons, is something, definitely, you can hang your hat on. I'm wondering, with you probably watch a lot of NFL football on Sundays. So I'm just wondering any players that you pay particular attention to, Will.
I really like to watch Tom Brady. I just like love the way he plays the game.
Yeah,
My grandpa was he's been a Patriots fan forever. So when Tom Brady was in the Patriots,
yeah,
I'd always watch him play. I really like to watch Quinn Nelson on the Colts plays an offensive lineman. He's from New Jersey.
yeah.
He's very good. I like to watch Aaron Donald play. I like to watch Chase Young play. And I really enjoy watching Aaron Rodgers play too. They're both Aaron Rodgers and Tom Brady. They were both amazing quarterbacks and super talented. And seeing the way they interpret the game
Hmm.
and are able to just see what's going on and know what's going on is amazing to me. So
Yeah,
I really enjoy watching them too.
it's terrific. Final two. I You talked about being a role model for your younger brother, for your younger sister. I mean, I think you're in a great position. What's your message for those younger kids, those athletes? I mean, you talked about what it takes to succeed in football, but wondering what your message would be to them. Trying to move up the ladder and try to again succeed in this game. Just talk about that, Will.
I just think like the younger kids who are coming up, I think you just gotta put that time in the weight room. You gotta work hard and always keep your head up. Like no matter what happens, like something's always gonna push you down. And you just need to get back up and keep trying. 'Cause that second you don't keep trying, that's a second you'll never get back. And the more you work hard, the more opportunities you have to get on the field. So yeah, I think just gotta put all the time in you need. Like even if it's that extra 5 seconds of benching or doing jump rope or running, like you gotta just be the extra guy. Like you want to stand out to everyone. That's what you want to do, and you got to work hard for it, and it's all going to work its course.
It's great. Before my last question to you, almost skipped over what I was going to say. I know I had one more question, to ask you. Maybe it'll come back to me. I had it right there, and then it just dropped out. Oh yes, as far as being a student athlete, because it's so important. I mean, to be able to maintain your grades and balance out the books, between that and athletics. I'm wondering how you've been able to accomplish it, said these past 4 years.
Um, I definitely take advantage of like the study halls I have now to
Yeah.
do my homework. But back when I didn't have study halls, I just get home, I eat, shower, and I just do my homework. Like you gotta punch it out when you can. You don't want to wait until the last 30 minutes when something's due at 11:59. Like you just want to get it done with right away so you can go to
Yeah.
bed because you're gonna wake up the next day tired.
Yeah.
And it's always important to reach out to your teachers for extra help or like if you need anything. Because like at Riverdale, like the teachers are very supportive. So every time you reach out to them, they'll always respond. So that's a huge thing too.
It's great. Okay. You have the last word. What is your message, or just, to, the Riverdale High School community, students, teachers, administration, town of Oradell? Almost forgot to ask you, what makes the town so special, but yeah, what the floor is yours.
I just want to, thank everyone who came out to support the Riverdale football team this year. It really means a lot to us that you guys would take time out of your day to come watch us. And I just want to thank everyone who's donated any money to the Booster Club or supported Riverdale football in any way. I can't thank you guys enough. I know the rest of my teammates would agree. I want to say a special thank you to Coach Nymphius, Coach Aliano, Coach Halabi, the rest of the Riverdale coaching staff, and Mr. Nelson. Like, they made this season possible for us to play, and I can't thank them enough. And I'd like to thank the whole Riverdale teaching staff and administrators for also supporting us.
Sounds good. It will. Again, you're a class act. Say congratulations again to you and the rest of the senior class, as well as the team, the 2021 River Dell Golden Hawks varsity football team. And, wishing you continued success, especially with graduation upcoming next year in June of 2022 and with college next year, and looking forward to seeing what you do at the next level.
Thank you so much, Sunil, for the interview. I really appreciate it, man.
Thank you.